Hey everybody and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It's time for our weekly recap of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. This is Season 1, Episode 10, the season finale, and it was titled Paid in Full. Alright y'all, real quick before I jump into this fire-ass episode, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up button along with the share button. All right, y'all, let's just jump right into it because this episode was really, really good. So we opened up where we picked off last week, where Kanan, he's still in the park, and he got the gun pointed at Detective Malcolm. That's not his last name. Detective Howard. But you know his name Malcolm, so I'm going to go back and forth. But anyway, he pointing the gun at Malcolm, and somebody else, they shoot, and then a car horn go off or whatever like that. So then Kanan start running. Child, it looked like he only shot him one time, but we heard 2 shots, so maybe he did shoot him 2 times, but I highly doubt it. I think he just shot him once. But he started running, child. He trip and fall like he in a scary movie and cut up his damn hand. I said, oh my God, if them dogs go around sniffing, they gonna find... Anyway, he cut his hand. Some crackhead over in the corner peeping the whole thing like, what's going on or whatever. So he running. He go down to the river. He take the gun apart. He starts filing the numbers or whatever, the barrel and stuff. And then he detached the gun, broke the gun down, threw all the pieces into the river. And then he goes to a payphone. I'm assuming he paid some, like his mama or somebody like that, let him know, like, you know, I'm ready. Cause rolling up is this dude with this eye patch. I'm like, who this dude with the eye patch? Child, turn out it's Scrap. So Scrap got the eye patch on and stuff. He all scarred up and whatever. Because remember they carved his eyeball. Carved his eyeball out and stuff. I said, oh God. So Kanan had looked scared at first. Because he like, well, I don't know who that is. Pull it up. And then Scrap was like, get the in, nigga. So he go in the car, whatever like that. Kanan like, where my uncle at, whatever. Look, I ain't asked nobody their schedules. They told me to pick your ass up, so that's exactly what I did. Okay, I ain't figure out where everybody was at. I just did what I was told. He like, all right. He like, yeah, real shit get real fast, don't it, nigga? You real fast and stuff like that. He was like, yeah. He was like, you know who I did? He was like, look, I ain't getting all that. Like, that's above my pay grade. They don't tell me what you did, and I don't need to know. So he like, I got some clothes and stuff in the bag, and you need to take off that effing jacket. Because remember, he still got on Unique's jacket. So we see Rock, she's still at the church or whatever. I said, that's a good alibi to have at the time of the shooting or whatever. So she there, these people talking. You know how they be talking at the church and stuff. And the mama like, yeah, my baby here to renew her faith and stuff. And so they like, well, how's Kanan? How he doing, girl? Yeah, he grown up. He's a young man now. He's a young man. I'm thinking, yeah, he a young man who just shot a cop. But who was me? Anyway. We see the cops rolling heavy. So, you know, when one of theirs go down, they be or they be on it like that. So they rolling heavy. They riding past Kanan and Scrap or whatever. Scrap rolls into this alley and Scrap passes the jacket, Unique's jacket, over to Marvin. And so Kanan like, why you didn't pick me up? Why you didn't pick me up? And here go Marvin with his ignorant ass. Your mama got me on something else. She wanted somebody with 2 eyes. I say, yeah, shit. So Scrap like, F you, mom, F you, yeah, she wanted somebody with the peripherals, you know what I mean? I was cracking up. But anyway, so then Marvin was like, you know, 5-0 don't play when one of their own goes down. So Scrap like, what? It's like that, nigga, what? So then Marvin like, look, I want y'all to lay low, get off the streets or whatever, because the blocks is hot. So they end up driving off in opposite directions. And then we see the cops, they out there copping. And, you know, they got streets blocked off and stuff. So Kanan freaking out. Scrap looking like, well, what am I supposed to do? But then he like, because Kanan like, I'm supposed to be with my granny. I'm supposed to be with my granny right now. Scrap like, look, that ain't happening, young cat. But, you know, your mama, she got a plan B and stuff like that. So, you know, whatever. So he parks in like this little alley somewhere. And then Scrap get out and tell Kanan to sit still. And he go to the payphone and make a call. So at the hospital, we see Jen and Famous. So they at the hospital because remember, Lou's still in the hospital or whatever. So all these cops out there and stuff. So they looking like what's going on. Fame recognizes that it was Malcolm, Detective Howard, who got shot. So he was like, that's that cop that's always harassing us. That's that cop. She was like, look, let's go on up here and check on Lou. We ain't got nothing to do with that. We see Malcolm. He all bloody and stuff, but he obviously looked like he's still alive. So then the cops, like I said, they out there copping. They talking to the crackhead. So the crackhead, he like, well, there was this young cat, this young Thundercat, and he had on his jacket. What the jacket say? What the jacket say? I don't know, man. If you ain't realized, I'm higher than a Georgia pine out this motherfucker. I was cracking up. So then we see my baby Lou. He looking out the window. He's checking out the scene and stuff. And he like, what the hell is going on? Jen, she fussing, talking about something. You supposed to be in the bed and stuff. Why are you out here? You supposed to be in the bed. And so Fame, like, because I think Lou asked her what was going on. And then Fame was like, oh, Detective Howard, they just shot him. Somebody that shot him up. He didn't shot him up and stuff like that. And so Lou like, what the fuck? So he ripped his IV out. He started taking his gown off, his hospital gown off. He was like, Rockstar lost her goddamn mind. And so Jen like, where you going with? I gotta go see my sister. I got what's going on. So then he limp out and stuff. He like, look, F this hospital stuff. I said, your lungs though. But your lungs, baby, you can't play with your lungs. You need them to breathe. But he like, I'm going out. So he leave. I said, all right, whatever. But if you need a nurse to, never mind. So anyway, they pull. So then we see Rocks and Kanan. So they pull up to which looked like an abandoned house. Turns out it was Lou's house because remember the fire and stuff like that. So they turn up at their house or whatever, or his house. So I'm sorry, Scrap and Kanan. So then they waiting for Rocks or whatever. So Rocks pull up and stuff, and he like Scrap like she was like the hood is on lockdown. Scrap like, look, we need to wash this car down. We gotta get all this evidence out of here for your son and stuff like that. She was like, all right, 10 minutes. He was like, no, you must don't understand what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't want nothing getting tied back. If I get pulled over or something, or they find this car, they gonna find the evidence, the cop's blood, Kanan blood, all that, all up in the car. So we gotta get rid of it. She was like, all right, do what you gotta do and get off the street. So he was like, all right, bet. So she walked away. Kanan turned to Scrap and was like, I apologize, like, for what I thought about you and stuff like that. You a real dude and you the realest of the real and stuff like that. And I ain't really figured that out when I was in the trap house. So then Scrap takes the moment, have like a little emotional moment. He was like, look, no matter who your mama is, you a soldier all on your own. So he was like, all right. So then he go over there to his mama. Scrap pull off. Rock's like, cause he like, mama, why we hiding out here and stuff? She was like, well, we hiding out here because who gonna look at a crime scene that's already been rolled off? Like, who gonna be back in here? It's already a crime scene, it was already the fire and stuff like that. Who gonna go back to a burnt out building? So he was like, all right, true. She was like, all right, where the clothes and the money I gave you? He was like, oh man, I left it in the car. I said, boy, you can't do nothing right. Like, you were supposed to have already changed so he could have burnt the clothes while he burning the car. Like, he's so slow. But anyway, she was like, all right, well, you just gonna have to wear some of your uncle shit. So she get him in the house and stuff like that. And she asking him, like, did you do everything I told you to do? And she's scraping down his fingernails and stuff like that. And she like, how many shots? He was like, 3. She was like, all right, but I mean, maybe it was 2. Like, how many was it, nigga? Was it 3 or 2? This is important information. He was like, man, it don't even matter if it was 2 or 3. And the nigga fell down on his back. He gone. And that's it. I said, if you would have did what your mama said, you wouldn't even be having to leave town and do all this other stuff. But no, you don't want to listen. But we see Malcolm, partner. She rushed in and stuff like that. I think her name Burke or something. So she rushed in. She's talking to this a new captain, basically. And she figure out he the new captain. He like, well, they wanted somebody with a heavy hand. I'm the heavy hand, yada, yada, yada. So she asked, like, what was he doing? Like, where was my partner at? Like, why was he alone? Yada, yada, yada. So the captain was like, well, you asking all the right questions. I mean, they found him alone in Baisley Park. Why was he alone? What was he doing there and stuff like that? She was like, I don't know. And so she was like, is he going to make it? Like, what's going to happen? Because they giving blood? Like, what's going on? He was like, well, unless you got rare blood, AB, then can't nobody really help him. And then we done found out that he got leukemia, so then that's another whirlwind. So if he died, he want to go out, like, we can't let it known that he got leukemia, because if he died, what's the pension gonna go to or whatever like that. So then she like, well, let me go out there on the streets because I need to find out who shot my partner. My partner was just shot. Let me take Garcia, go out and hit these doors and stuff. So he like, at first he was like, no, no, no. She was like, look, I need to go out there, see what happened to my partner, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, he finally let her off the leash and let her go. She like, come on, Garcia. Garcia was like, bitch, I ain't following. So then the captain gave him the nod, and then he went and followed her out there. We see Homie. So Unique Homie, his ride or die, his number one. He come in rushing off. They pointing the guns at him because he rushing into the tailor shop. He was like, yo, 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 it's me. So then Nick was like, what happened? He was like, yo, that cop, Malcolm, Detective Howard, he got shot up or whatever like that. And Nick like, do they know who pulled the trigger? He was like, no, man, they just talking. They just talking, and they said, you. He was like, me? Who the fuck said me? Now I got all this money and all this work out on these streets. That'll be the last person who will shoot up some cop. They know, what did he say? Cops dead. They ain't no bread or some shit he said. Let me see. I think I wrote it down. Dead cops, dead work. And then he was like, there was like this light bulb had went off. And he was like, oh, see, that's the point. That effing rocks. Man, that bitch told me that I would never seen it coming. She was right. Look, y'all gotta lay low. Y'all gotta lay low. Get off the streets. If anybody knock on the door, don't open the door unless I say so, okay? And then he tell Homie he gotta get the car because he gotta go check on his peoples or whatever. So I said, oh my God. But Nick, he be going from hot to cold. He be going cold, hot, cold. I be liking the way his mind be going because you can see like the light bulb was like, bing. Like, oh shit, that's the point. Like, I was cracking up. But anyway, we see Rox. She at the bodega. So she at the bodega with Kanan and stuff like that. And she also asked him, did he run past the bodega? Because, the bodega is with them. So if he on the camera, then they gonna, of course, talk to the bodega lady. And she already tied up with Rox because of what Rox had did for her and stuff. So she gonna, alibi or whatever, or point out that it was Unique. So she go with Kanan. She put Kanan in the back room and stuff. And she asking the bodega lady, like, look, if the cops come by, don't act like you don't know nothing or whatever. Play your role or play your part and stuff like that. Don't give it up so easy. Make it work for it. Make it think like it was their idea type thing. So she like, all right. So they put him in the back. Rox go in the back and she tell him to sit still until Marvin come and get him. And then take him out of town. So before she leaves, she was like, Kanan, you did good. What she say? She said you did good. He was like, I did it for the family or something like that. He was like, yeah, well, something about he killed I forgot what he had said exactly. But she was like, well, until your ass is gone, I won't worry or some shit like that. And so she locked him in the room and left out. Child, the cops still copping. They tossing people around, asking them where Neek at and all this other stuff. Marvin at Neek's place. I said, oh my God. So Marvin at Neek's place with the jacket in the bag, but he acting like he the gas man. So he goes to the front man and he like, look, I heard it was a gas leak or whatever like that. The front desk man like, I ain't heard nothing. He was like, all right, man, well, if you ain't hear nothing, go ahead and sign this paperwork telling me that you ain't hear nothing. And if some shit blow up, then that's just going to be on you or whatever like that. So the man looking like, he was like, well, what you gotta do? He was like, well, I gotta, check out some stuff or whatever. But I mean, if you don't really want me to go up there, that's fine. You just sign this paper. And hopefully nobody light no cigarette or, spark their stove up and nothing like that. So the dude like, well, go on up there on the 14th floor. So then Marvin finally gets up there, child. He's taking his sweet baby time. He get up there, he picked the lock and stuff. And then we see him go into the apartment. I said, oh my God. So then we see Rox. So she's trying to figure out where Marvin at because she paging him. And he not answering or whatever. So she ends up at the project, the 7th, 8th floor where she got the dope. She on the 8th floor and she talking to the people. So we see Marvin, he's still at the apartment. I said, oh my God. He's trying to figure out where he gonna put this jacket at. I said, Marvin, the closet, my dude. Like, he wouldn't fold the jacket up and put it in the damn drawer. But anyway, the jacket, he ends up putting it in the closet or whatever. And then we saw Neek downstairs. I forgot to say, we saw Neek downstairs. His girlfriend or wife or whoever, child, baby mama, whoever, she run up with the son. as Neek was pulling up, she ran up with the son, and then she was like, all right, when you go upstairs, you want to take a shower and stuff. She telling the baby what to do. So then she see Neek, and she was like, oh, wait a minute, let me go talk to your daddy real quick. So Neek like, look, we got to go. She was like, well, where we going? Why we got to go? He was like, look, when I met you or whatever, what I tell you not to do? Ask no questions. All right, then why you asking questions then? Let's go. So he going in up in the apartment. I said, oh my God, is Marvin still in the apartment? Jesus. Of course Marvin's still in the apartment. So as Marvin hanging up the jacket, he turned off the lights, making sure he got all his stuff. He head on out. Neek getting off the elevator, child. I said, oh my God. But luckily, by where Marvin was standing, it was a staircase, so he ain't had to pass Neek or nothing like that. So then he go down the staircase. Neek had heard the staircase door close, but he ain't paying no attention because he was more worried about his son and his baby mama. So he goes to his apartment and stuff. I said, oh my God. So he got out in the nick of time. I said, Jesus. So that really had me on my toes. But anyway, we see Juke. So she walking down the street. She got a backpack on and stuff like that. She see cops copping. So she like, let me turn this way. So then the detective, Burke, she roll up on her, asking Juke, like, how you know somebody was going to take out the cops? You had came to me and told me this or whatever. Who told you this information or whatever? She was like, I ain't snitching. So, Burke, she want to know who, what, when, why, and where. And Juke like, no, you know what they do to people who snitch on the south side? That ain't my steez. I just wanted to protect y'all. I ain't want to see nobody else hurt or whatever. So then Garcia, he all up in the backpack and stuff, pulling out stuff or whatever. And then he say, like, he cleared the bag, but she got boys' clothes and a roll of money or whatever. And so he was like, why you got boys' clothes? She was like, I can wear whatever the F I want to wear or whatever. So Burke don't say nothing because she already know how Juke swing. So she was like, anything else in there? So he was like, no, this letter. So I said, he gonna tell myself, you gonna open up the letter. I'm like, a glittered, blinged out letter gonna tell you who shot the cop? Please. But anyway, she like, no, just let it go. Because she already figured out it was probably from Nicole. So she give Laverne her backpack and tell her, get off the street. You know, the block is hot. Go on about your business. So she like, all right, whatever. So we see Lou and them, they in the car. They out front the project. Well, they ain't out front the projects right now. But they headed to the project. So while they in the car and stuff like that, they hear Faden's song play in a different car, and I guess they had the tape or something like that, because I'm sure it wasn't on the radio, but they had heard the song, so they all hyper in the car, whatever like that. He was just like, just give me the Beasley, or whatever, talking about the, the projects. So then we see Rox, she at the project, she like, we got all the stash and stuff, we got everything, because they was going to hit the bodega, so she had already cleared out her stash out the bodega, so they put it in the apartments. So she like, well, when they hit 7, I want the code, so once they hit 7, then we can, when they come up to 8, we can throw down the drugs or whatever like that. So, dude was like, you sure you want to be in here? She was like, yeah, I need to be in here to make sure the plan go right or whatever. So then she going about her business. We see Kanan, he's still freaking out, child. The door opened up to the bodega, the safe door or whatever. Not the safe door, but the one they had all the locks on where the stash was, where Kanan is stashed out right now. Well, he the stash now. That's funny. But anyway, he in the stash room or whatever. Coming in the door is Juke. So he like, oh man, I was scared. I was shook or whatever. Like, she was like, boy, shut up or whatever like that. She threw the bag at him, told him get changed and stuff. So then she like, how you feeling? You took out, how you feeling? You took out the cop, like, how you feeling or whatever. He was like, well, I had to do what I had to do because, he was taking over my family and stuff like that. And I had to protect my family and stuff. I just had to do. She was like, boy, shut the fuck up. Now, you was shook us, okay? And he was like, like that. And so she was like, you's a dumbass boy. Everything you touch, you F up. He like, wait, what? She like, yeah, but you supposed to do that. You a kid. That's what you supposed to do. You a dumbass kid, and that's what you supposed to do or whatever like that. But you thinking you grown and stuff, and you trying to be out here and be grown and stuff, and you don't even know who you is. I know who I am. Boy, please, you don't know who you is, because I don't even know who I am or whatever like that. And that's okay. So then we see the cops. They at the projects or whatever. Oh no. Is that it? Yeah. We see the cops there at the projects and stuff. Let me see. You don't, but that's okay. I'm just like, wait a minute, something ain't right. But yeah, that's how it went. So we see the cops. They at the projects or whatever like that. And we see Lou, he in the car with Jen and Fame still. So they pull up finally to the projects and stuff. And she like, you sure you want to do this or whatever? He like, yeah, just drop me off or whatever. And she was like, all right. Because he determined to see his sister or whatever. So then we see Marvin, child. So he's trying to get to Kanan, okay? Because that's where he's supposed to go. He's supposed to go to the bodega, pick Kanan up, and then kick Kanan out the out of town or whatever. So he pulling up. It's a barricade, a block, a police stop or whatever. So he tried to back up and get away from it, but he can't because there's somebody behind him. So, of course, the cops come over there. They copping as usual, and they asking for his license and stuff like that. You know, he ain't got nothing really to hide too much, so he give him the license and stuff. The cop talking about something, well, where you coming from? What's going on with you? And he was just like, well, you know, I was out chilling with a friend. Well, why was you chilling with the friend? Like, why are you worried about what I was doing with my friends? Like, what you doing with your friends? So, anyway, the cop finished running Marvin's stuff. He come back with the gun. Get off the car. So then all these other cops, get off the car. So they pointing the guns at him. Marvin like, what is you talking about? He was like, you got a felony drug charge on you. Get out the car. He was like, you a effing lie, whatever. And as soon as they said a felony drug charge, I was like, it's probably Tony. So we see Lou. So then Lou, I'm sorry, they get Marvin all out the car and stuff like that, and they lock him up and stuff. Because at first I was like, if they about to shoot and kill Marvin, I'm going to lose it. But they didn't. They just pulled him out the car and stuff like that. So then we see Lou, he at the projects or whatever. He finally made it upstairs, child. I'm surprised ain't no cops stop him because it was a hella, look, they had them jets shut down. So he didn't make it into the thing. And he like, you lost your goddamn mind, Rocks. Because she was just like talking. She was like, you know what? We waiting on 7 to figure out what's going on before we move on or whatever like that. He was like, how it rock? You lost your goddamn mind. And so he wanted to know if it was Marvin or whatever. And she was like, well, do it matter who it was or whatever? He was like, yeah, it do matter if they try to pin us against each other and we pointing the fingers and stuff and they say it was this person, that person. So then she finally said it was Kanan. He like, oh, no. Oh, no. I said, Lord, he sound like a whole runaway slave, but Jesus, we ain't gonna go there. But anyway, he was like, what did he say? He was like, I don't even know what to say to you right now, Rocks. And she was like, there ain't nothing to say, pretty much. You know, Rocks already got the plan already in her head. She done already saw success in it panning out right or whatever. And he was like, you had your only son shoot a cop. And she was like, he gonna be all right. Soon as Marvin get him out of town and stuff like that. He was like, what is you doing, Rocks? She was like, I'm winning. And he like, look, I'm out the mix. I can't do this no more. I should have been gone. When you had me shoot that young boy. I should have been gone. I should have been out of this. Or whatever, like this bigger than me, Rocks. This bigger than me. This bigger than us. This bigger than all of us, and stuff like that. Just like, nigga, bye. You in and you ain't getting out, okay? What's mine is yours and what's yours is mine or whatever like that. And he was like, and she was like, you know what, that studio, studio, yeah, that's mine. It's a label record. And that's mine. I did that. I paid for that. Yeah, where you get the money at for, Lou? That money dirty. Everything you touch is dirty. And that's mine, okay, nigga? That's mine. You ain't getting out. We in this together, okay? We in this together for life, okay? You get out when you die, my nigga. I said, damn, Ross, okay. And so, he like, we could walk away. We got enough money. We could be legit, right? We could buy all the blocks. I said, Lord, if he don't sound like ghost ass. He was just like, she was like, we ain't got enough, nigga. We ain't got enough, but we about to, though. We about to own this world. We about to do this or whatever. And he was like, you gonna offer your son? And this is an investment, nigga. This is an investment. And everybody gonna get it. Everybody want the reward, but they don't want to put in the work or whatever like that. I gotta do everything. I gotta have the baby, birth the baby, raise the baby, cook the baby food. I got to clean the baby, do all this other stuff. Y'all always want the baby, but y'all don't want to do no work for the baby. So, I got this. Okay, don't worry about this. And then she going by her business, child. Cops copping hard. They done tossed up apartment 7, like whoosh, pull stuff out or whatever like that. But then they was like, ain't nothing here. It's clean. We got to go. So then they leave. The dude was like, all right, send the page upstairs. So they send the page upstairs or whatever like that. Lou still fussing, talking about something, you rung the bell that can't be unrung and stuff like that. Rox ain't paying him no attention. The dude knocked on the door and was like, we got the pay. She was like, all right, move it. Let's go. So then they start dropping the drugs down the oven chute or whatever. I said, well, that was, she had a good idea. So dropping it down there. Kanan, he rooting for his mama and stuff like that, talking about we had to do what we had to do, whatever like that. And he was interfering with my family and stuff, and my mama got it under control. She was like, yeah, so Drew was like, yeah, she just had you shoot a cop. And he looking like, So they upstairs in apartment 7 while they dropping the stuff from 8. They putting the dope in bags. So they got a good little rhythm or whatever. We see the detective, Burke and Garcia. They finally make it to the bodega. The bodega lady, she playing her role. Okay, she like, I don't want to talk. You know what they do to people who talk to the cops. I just want to mind my business and stuff like that. Garcia looking at the door, so he like, what's behind this door, whatever. And then it got all the locks on it. So I'm like, it stick out like a sore thumb. They should at least put like a shelf there or something, child, but they didn't. But anyway, Kanan and them still in the room. Because Marvin, of course, locked up. He ain't never pick up the package. So, Burke like, wait a minute. You had all this on camera. This got on camera, whatever like that. Let me see the tape. So then the bodega the lady was like, it was some dude in a jacket and he wear it all the time or whatever. She was like, you got it on tape. So then it started ringing in here. She was like, all right, put the page out for Khadij. What's his name? It wasn't Khadijah because that's living single. Khadij somebody, child. And so they start, getting the tape and stuff like that. So we see Rox. She at the apartment on the 8th floor or whatever like that. She got, because they had brought food. So earlier when Rox got to the apartment, she was like, is this dinner? So they had brought like food for dinner or whatever like that. So she got the food in the oven, making it seem like she was cooking. So she put the cornbread. She was like, the cornbread in here, it's cooking good. Ain't nothing like no good cornbread. You know what I'm saying? The officers just looking like it's kind of late to be cooking and eating dinner. Like, why are you worried about what my tummy want? If my tummy hungry, If I want to eat a snack at midnight, it might be some cornbread, collard greens, and fried chicken. Why are you worried about it, officer? That ain't your artery. So she was just like, my boys like to eat. She was like somebody old grandma. So then they look at Lou and like, what's wrong with him? Like, what happened? She was like, car accident. We just lucky he alive. She playing her role to the T too. So they cops end up saying like, all right, whatever, ain't nothing here. So then they leave. So then Lou cause shit, what's her name? Rox was still like, as soon as we get Kanan out of town, everything be fine. Lou like, well, if you ain't got nothing to worry about, why you gotta get Kanan out of town or whatever like that. So she looking like, oh, shut up, big brother or little brother or whatever. Marvin in a lockup, so he being booked in and stuff like that. They like, well, we got a confidential informant and stuff like that. And all. He was like, well, who are your confidential informant? They was like, we can't tell you that. That ain't none of your business, yada, yada, yada. His pager keep going all buzz, because it's Rox. She calling him like, you pick up the package or whatever. So, so she like, why he picking up my goddamn page? Why this nigga could fuck up free lunch? So then she ends up calling Symphony or whatever. We see Neek, he at his apartment, he packing up and stuff. He goes to his closet. He see the jacket. He like, that bitch, she good or whatever. Like, he didn't say that, but he was just like, this bitch. So then he got the jacket in his hand and he looked at it like he know he's stuck because it got all the blood on there and he just looking at it. So the girlfriend looking like, well, what's wrong or whatever. Soon as she say something, the door get kicked in. It's all these cops and stuff like that. They put him down on the ground. They like, well, here go the jacket. They got blood on him and stuff like that. And he was like, I got 10 motherfuckers who saw me tonight or whatever. They was like, well, that's a capital offense, killing a cop and stuff like that. So they locking him up and stuff. They was like, you gonna burn, nigga? You gonna burn? I said, no, not back in the slave days. But anyway, Rox had ended up calling Symphony, so because Marvin wasn't, picking up, and she was like, I know you don't want to hear from me or whatever like that, but I need you. So then we see Symphony pop up at the bodega to get the package. So he tell them the streets is clear, whatever like that. Juke and Kanan want to have this lovey touchy moment, like, I love you too, sis. So then they look at each other as the car drive away and stuff. I said, I ain't got time for this, all this stuff. So then we see the cops, they still out there copping. Marvin, he at the desk, because they checking him in and stuff. Not checking him in like he at the hotel, but booking him and stuff. So then we see Tony, and he like, that's your goddamn confidential informant. Shoot, Tony let you hit it for an 8-ball, and if you a nigga, she let you hit it more. I said, child, he is a fool. So then we see Jen. She went to pick Lou back up. And she telling him, like, he need to bounce the drug stuff. He need to get out the game. He got the studio. He got all, he got the record label and stuff like that. He need to just focus on that and leave his sister and all of them. She gonna go to jail, not you. You ain't got nothing to do with this or whatever. And he was just like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Jen, and just drive. So, I thought her Jen. Her name Jess. My bad, y'all. But anyway, we see Rock. She's standing on the rooftop of the projects, and she's just looking over the city or whatever. And then we hear Kanan voice and saying like rules and how it works, but it don't really work and stuff. And when ish go down, it ain't really no rules and stuff. Then we see Juke, she finally opened up the letter, she laughing and stuff. And then we see the cops at the bodega, they back at the bodega, they questioning the bodega lady and going through stuff, doing the search and all this other stuff. We see Symphony, he driving Kanan to Maryland, and then we see the partner, Burke, she in Malcolm's room. Child, Malcolm that woke up. She like, oh my God, he's up. God damn it, you're alive. Oh my God. So she called the captain in and stuff like that, and they like, who shot you? Did you hear it? Who shot you? I said, damn girl, let the man breathe. He just woke up. So then he like, and I don't know if he was saying something, but then he ain't saying nothing or whatever like that. And then we see Rock. She thinks she won, child. We hear Kanan voice again talking about something. You can't trust nobody, not even your mammy. And that's how the episode ended. I said, ain't this about a child? This episode was good. It had me on my feet. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down there in them comments. It rocks. Stuff was sloppy because you sent a scared child who acting like he hard to do something like that, and then when he realizes it's a cop, he get all shook, and then he don't even listen to what you saying. So he done effed up the game. And if he would have just kept it the way it was, like you 2 shots to the heart, 1 to the head, you wouldn't even have no real issues. But now that because Malcolm gonna talk, but I wonder if he gonna go along with the plan because he saw the jacket, so he know what Rock's plan was. I wonder, because he still need that bone marrow. So I wonder if he would put it on Neek just so he could be like, you know what? I did this for you, even though you tried to kill me. I'm alive, ho. Now give me that marrow. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about it down there in them comments. What y'all thought about the episode last night on Sunday. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down there in the comments. And again, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And if you ended up liking this recap review, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.